Hey everyone, Rayce Robinson, your Florida lender. On January 10, 2014, the last part of the Frank Dodd bill, the part known as the qualified mortgage, went into effect. Now normally I like to put these videos out before the changes so you know how it affects you and your clients. There is still so much confusion around this rule that even at this point, lenders, underwriters are still not sure exactly how to enforce the qualified mortgage rules. So what is a qualified mortgage? Stated simply, a qualified mortgage is a set of guidelines that the government has put out that if you do loans under these guidelines, you will have what they call safe harbor if the borrower goes into default or there's issues later on. You get that extra protection that you did a qualified mortgage. So puts loans into qualified mortgage or unqualified mortgage. So if you're a bank, you want to do qualified mortgages. If you do an unqualified mortgage, there's a whole other set of guidelines to be able to do these loans. So what does that exactly mean to you? The challenge with the qualified mortgage program is that it puts less responsibility on the borrower and more responsibility on the lender, which sounds maybe up front like a good thing. The challenge is that they're very vague on what a qualified mortgage is. For instance, it's now up to a lender to determine the borrower's ability to repay, their stability of their income for at least 5 years in the future. So, if you're an underwriter, does that mean bonus income, commission income, all these other ways that people get paid? Is that now stable income? In fact, 3 of the loans that I closed over the last 6 months, I talked to underwriters with 3 different banks, and all of them said they did not feel it was a doable loan under the new qualified mortgage program. So, the challenge is that in the end of when you qualify people, there's people that are kind of qualified and people that are way qualified. Well, the people in the middle, where there's maybe issues with income or assets, or it's not cut and dry, that's where the problem lies. As a realtor, and I used to be a realtor a long time ago, you want a lender to be able to tell you, should I spend time with this person? Should I not? Can they get a loan or not? And more, the answer to that, unfortunately, is becoming maybe. So what do you do? Well, here's the answer, is that more and more you're going to find underwriters less and less wanting to push these loans through that they have in the past. So there may not be a change right away, but with the penalties right now could potentially be for doing an unqualified mortgage and the borrower goes into default, repayment from the lender back to the borrower for the down payment, closing costs, interest, any expenses for losing the house. I mean, it's a huge hit for a lender to get hit with a qualified mortgage, I guess, claim. I don't even know what you call it at this point. But if the borrower goes to court and the courts determine that the bank should not have given that loan to the borrower. So here's what's important about the qualified mortgage. That more than ever, you need to be in good communication with your lender and have a lender that's going to be honest with you and tell you up front the issues that may come up with the borrower. Also, you want a lender that can talk to an underwriter. They actually can have a conversation with an underwriter. Even with that, even with the conversations with an underwriter and looking at all the stuff with a loan, more and more of these loans are going to be determined during underwriting. So you want somebody up front that makes sure you know what are the issues with the borrower, and I'm not a betting man, but what are the percentages that it'd be more likely to close or not close. These days of 100% yes or no, they're getting harder and harder to say depending on each borrower's situation. So the best thing to do is stay informed. As I find out more, I'll keep you up to date. And most importantly, if you have somebody that you're thinking that's going to be a buyer, get them right up front talking to a great lender like me so that we can make sure if there are those issues that put them in the gray area, we can be talking to an underwriter, or we can be ironing those out so that you know you're spending time with somebody that has the best possible chance of getting a loan. All right, so that's a qualified mortgage. As confusing as it is, have a great day, and I will definitely talk to you soon.